Hello everybody, Thiago here. Today is August 1st. This is the second video that I record today. The first video was about cheap visual tricks for 2D animation. So about that video about procedural single frame animation system, it's here. So I just talked about how I was trying to improve the asset pipeline and avoiding some like creating complex sprite sheets and just going with simple sprites and adding some tricks to make the visual a little bit better. And now I need to do another decision here because today I was checking the system, the Hunt Design Lab gameplay, and I decided to uh, choose an inventory system. And then I was playing with Grok because Grok build actually, because right? Creating a game with Grok build is a game in itself. So I just play. That's my the game that I play those days. So I noticed that trying to balance a game, which is the main focus of this project here, did not make sense at this moment because there was nothing much to balance without resource management. So I decided that okay, it's time to select an inventory system. And I was thinking about creating an inventory system like Diablo. And I was checking with Grok about the problems with this approach. And the biggest issue is that I want to be cheap, right? I want to make something simple to manage, like creating the sprite pipeline. And right now, when I create sprites here, I create sprites in batches. So if I go to Sprite Manager, um, and then I can go here, Batch Builder, and then I can create the sprites in batch. So it creates 16 sprites, all of them with the same width and height. And that's the biggest issue because a system like Diablo, it's about managing the inventory, and then you have the equipment with different size, and then you need to manage putting like a weapon in a certain part of your inventory, and then the weapons have different size compared to a ring, for example. And that in itself is also complex to do in a simulation system because the AI would need to try to decide, okay, so how can I create a layout to put those items here? And that was starting to become too complex. And then I said, "Oh, you know what, forget about that. I'm going to try to do something simple so I can progress with this project here. This is a project that I'm doing more for like trying to learn about game design and trying to create procedural dungeons while making game balancing. So like so I can run several uh, simulations in a batch. So in command line, I can actually thousands of simulations and compare. So like how this dungeon performs for a low level, for a mid level, or a high level. With this and that equipment, check the results, go to the analysis page. So I can go to here, go to this analysis, check some graphs, and then go to the designer and then check some spells and say, yeah, I need to decide some change for this spell. The damage is too high, or I don't like the area, so I go here, and then I can select another type of area of yeah. And to do that, I need a foundation, and then this foundation should be simple, and I decided today that okay, I'm going to follow the Tibia layout. So this is already a game that looks like Tibia, and besides the procedural part where I'm planning to create procedural dungeons, at up until this point there were some huge difference, and it was not clear what path to decide to go, but now it's clear. Like, I'm going to do this inventory system this way, but with procedural dungeons, right? So I can go here, the design, I can still create the piece packs here, yeah, and then I can go to the dungeons, and then I can create a procedural dungeons or fix it, and then in the procedural I can create the rules to create the dungeon, and this is the way to go. But yeah, we need a resource management system, and I think the Tibia inventory system is the way to go. It's, I would say, for AI, it's way simpler to manage because all slots are like one tile, right? You have cap, but then the AI does not need to keep managing like the layout of the inventory. It's basically checking array indexes. So check if this array, if they, which index is one item in the array, or like remove the item from the array, and that is basically it. Compared to Diablo, it's way more complex. Yeah, it needs to check the capacity, and but yeah, it's not so more complex than that. But the most important part is that it aligns with the asset pipeline. So I can keep creating sprites for equipment. All the sprites are going to be the same size, and then they can go to the inventory and look good, right? And then today I updated the code to actually grok build, basically, to implement the inventory system. So you can see here the inventory system is here. Let me do a quick run here. Yeah, let me just play here. So basically, oh, let me change the speed. So basically, the inventory system here is not doing anything in this specific hunt here. Let me just speed up. But there is a test in the scenario lab where I can manage the inventory. Actually, I can, let me show here. So total armor is 31. If I remove the armor, let me remove, yeah, you can see that the armor has been updated here, so it's working in this part. But here is not the best place to show how the inventory system is working. Let me go to the scenario lab where I can manage the inventory. So basically, I can open items, I can change equipments, I can view the details about the equipment or this equipment here. I can move items here. I just cannot drop at this point. The items are impacting the capacity. So you can see here that this is basically, I think, the same um, character as the play, but this one has more items, and right now you can see the capacity. So yeah, the inventory system is working. Let me try to open this. I can change. Okay, so let me show armor 24, and if I change here, oh wait, yeah, there are still some small issues with the drag and drop, but let's try it. Yeah, so I changed, you can see it changed the statistics here. um, Let me check if I can move, a bag inside another bag. Apparently not yet. So yeah, I'm still working with on this. Um, but yeah, the system is already yeah, well developed. That's yeah. It's just missing some small tweaks. I'm planning to also make it possible to drop items on the floor and fix yeah those small issues here, some glitches. About moving items to okay, this one I can move, but apparently the problem. Oh, I can move bags here as well. Apparently I just cannot move a bag inside another that is already inside the container. Yeah, I need there's many stuff to fix, but yeah, the system is here. This is the plan moving forward. I'm going to just try to focus on this inventory system. I'm not going to try to change this engine a lot. I was even considering change the spatial paradigm because currently it's a discrete space, so each entity occupies one tile here, right? So it looks like a chess game. Let me go to here and show. So you can see that the entities are moving, but basically they are always occupying one tile. And I was considering to change to a continuous space where the movement you could actually move a few pixels instead of one tile. But yeah, like now I decided, yeah, I'm going to just keep it simple until I have something stable where the main goal can be accomplished, right? And the main goal is try to balance, try to see how it is to balance a game, run, um, check the performance of a character in certain situations, and then measure the results, fix bugs, and improve. And until then, I'm going to try to keep things simple. Yeah, and so this is the update today. See you. Bye.